Yo, what's going on, people? This is Legends of Soul. And for those that are new to this channel or new to this type of content, this is just a celebration of success, really. You know, we're celebrating a bunch of soul artists, exploring their careers and letting you know about their come up and what they did in this scene. Because we love soul artists. Any type of artists that have that soulful element to their music, that's who we mess with. So today we're focusing on Estelle, and Estelle's fresh out of London, so you know this one's close to home. So let's do it. Estelle Fanta Soiree was born on the 18th of January 1980. She is a British singer, songwriter, rapper, record producer and actress from Hammersmith, West London. Estelle is known for her eclectic mix of various musical genres, including R&B, soul, reggae, grime, hip-hop, and dance. She has experienced mainstream success with the single American Boy, featuring Kanye West. And you know what? That one reached #1 in the UK charts. She also had a collaboration with David Guetta, and that was called One Love. Estelle has released several critically acclaimed records and received a Grammy Award. She has collaborated with artists including John Legend, Robin Thicke, Rick Ross, Chris Brown, will.i.am, Kanye West of course, and De La Soul. From 2013 to 2020, she voiced the fictional character Garnet in the animated series Steven Universe, providing both the character's speaking voice and the singing vocals. Now let's get into a bit of her background and what inspired her and where she came from. So yeah, as stated before, Estelle Soiree was born and raised in Hammersmith, London. Her mother's family came from Dakar, Senegal, and her father is from the Caribbean island of Grenada. This was when they were French and British colonies respectively. She was the second born of 9 children. So imagine that, she basically had 8 siblings. Estelle's parents were very religious when she was growing up, and secular music was not allowed in the family's home. Instead, spiritual music, particularly American gospel and traditional African music. She would sometimes listen to hip hop when her parents weren't at home, basically. She spent her childhood listening to her parents' reggae records and her aunt's soul collection before discovering hip hop. These are her words. I got into hip hop from my uncle. He was always playing us Cool G rap and Big Daddy Kane. He was a bad boy and my mum wasn't really happy that I was hanging out with him. By the time she was in her early 20s, she had decided on a music career. Estelle got her start in London store Deal Real. A lot of the people of this new era wouldn't really know about Deal Real, but let me just break Deal Real down to you, yeah? Because I used to go myself. Deal Real was like a record shop in West End. I think it was Carnaby Street. It was a place, yeah, where you would go. It was a record store, but every Friday they had like an event where people in the music industry, a bunch of rappers would go and you just freestyle. They would turn the record store into like, can I call it a club? Not really a club, but it was like, because it was small, but we would all crowd in there and listen to new rappers freestyling for us. Sometimes there'll be battles. I mean, outside all over the street, there was battles. There was like circles of people getting together, vibing, freestyling. It was the littest place you could go on a Friday night if you was into hip hop. So Estelle started there, and that should show you that, like, if you was coming from a hip hop background in the early days when it was quite early in London, you kind of had to go to Deal Real to prove yourself. And that was like a start for a lot of the underground hip hop artists from the UK, or London, should I say. Her fellow employees encouraged her to take a chance and get on the mic on stage. Soon, she was playing numerous London clubs and appearing with the likes of Roots Maneuver and Rodney P. Now, anyone who knows about those guys, those were like the originators of the UK hip hop. And local hero Skits asked her to appear on his 2000 album called Countryman. And soon she landed on albums by artists such as the 57th Dynasty and Black Twang. I would say I discovered her around the time she was working with Black Twang. She made her solo debut in 2003 with the 12 Excuse Me, released on label Paradise Owl. Her career got a jump start in the early 2000s when she happened to see Kanye West sitting in a restaurant while on a trip to Los Angeles. Quick question, what would you do if you just spotted Kanye West at a restaurant? Estelle approached Kanye, introduced herself and asked for an introduction to John Legend. She eventually got that introduction and Legend eventually helped produce 2 songs on her debut album. From 2004 to 2005, Estelle's debut album, The 18th Day, was released in the UK in October 2004. Her breakthrough track came when 1980 was released by the V2 label and reached number 14 on the UK singles chart. A street-level mixtape series called The Heat and further 12s like Free and Go Gone helped build a loyal following, and Estelle gave back to the UK hip-hop scene by forming her own Stellar Rents label to sign new artists. So, I hope I said that right, Stellar Rents. That's basically her own label that she started. In October 2004, V2 released her album. It took its title after how Estelle's mother almost died while giving birth to the future singer on 18th of January. The album was a modest success, debuting at number 35 on the UK albums chart and generating 2 top 20 singles. She also received a MOBO, which for those that don't know, it's a music of black origin. That's what MOBO stands for. And to us black people, back in the day, getting a MOBO was a big deal. That's like our underground UK Grammy, basically. And she got that for being the UK's best newcomer. 3 years later, US singer John Legend announced that Estelle would be the first signee to his homeschool label, distributed by Atlantic in the US. 4 years after the 18th Day's release, Estelle returned with her second album, Shine. Though it was her second album, it was the first to be released in the US and her major label debut. Kanye West, Swiss Beats, Wyclef Jean, will.i.am, Mark Ronson and CeeLo Green, not forgetting Jack Splash, all worked on the album, which was executive produced by John Legend himself. Her sound is a unique blend of hip-hop, R&B, reggae and soul, explains Legend. She has a special voice unlike any other voice out there in mainstream music, and she can really write. That's definitely true. She writes very good songs. She writes hip lyrics with unforgettable melodies. I recognized that in her when I first worked with her in 2004. He continues, I'm excited and honored to have Estelle as the first artist on my label, Homeschool Records. I believe the world is going to fall in love with her album as I already have. Estelle is an amazing talent and she's going to do big things. The lead single, Wait a Minute, or also known as Just a Touch, that was released in November 2007. In 2008, Estelle rose to fame with her collaboration with rapper Kanye West titled American Boy. This song reached the top 10 in many countries worldwide, including the United States and Canada, as well as achieving number 1 status on the UK singles chart. Now, that was the one, I believe, that took her to another level. That was an absolute banger. And it also done well in Belgium and Israel. The song won many awards worldwide, including Best Rap Song Collaboration at the 51st Grammy Awards. It is also nominated for Song of the Year. This is a UK artist, people. Are you hearing the accolades here? It is rumoured to be inspired by American comedy writer Sam Means, after the artist met him near a plane. American Boy was number 7 on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 best songs of 2008. The song was nominated for the 2009 Brit Award for Best British Single, and Estelle was also nominated for Best British Female Artist. Shine was released following the single on John Legend's Homeschool label, reaching the album's chart in most countries worldwide, including number 6 in the UK. Shine sold enough copies to be certified gold by the British phonographic industry and was one of the 12 albums shortlisted for the prestigious 2008 Mercury Music Prize. Shine has been certified gold in the UK, denoting 100,000 copies sold. The album has sold 233,000 copies in the United States as of January 2012, which obviously has grown now because we're in 2020. Estelle has also released a single with American rapper Busta Rhymes called World Go Round from his album Back on My BS, which was released on 19th of May 2009. In February 2009, the song Star was released. It was also used for Crystal Light commercials. Estelle started working on her up-and-coming third studio album, All of Me. Estelle also appears on the song Roller Coaster, co-written by her and American singer-songwriter Robin Thicke. The song appears on his album Sex Therapy. So moving on to 2010 to 2012, Estelle confirmed her third album would be titled All of Me. The album was originally led by the single Freak, featuring Cardinal Offishall, and produced by David Guetta. The video premiered on her website on the 26th of February 2010. The original single from the album was announced as being called Fall in Love, which featured Nas and John Legend. Due to the underperformance of both Freak and Fall in Love, both songs were ultimately left off the final track listing for All of Me. However, Freak was featured on both the Step Up 3D soundtrack and the reissue of David Guetta's album One Love, titled One More Love. She also featured on Reflection Eternal's new album with the song Midnight Hour and last track of Gucci Mane's album, The Appeal, which is known as Georgia's Most Wanted. Wow, she's put in a lot of work. As you can see, we got to rate Estelle, man. In 2011, it was announced that Break My Heart, which featured Rick Ross, would be released as the new lead single from All of Me. And this was released on the 26th of April in that year and released to US urban stations on the 17th of May. The song peaked at 33 on the US hip hop and R&B charts, and that was the week of the 2nd of July in 2011. The following week, the song rose to 37. Dual second singles were released in the US and the UK. In the US, the second single was announced as being Thank You, whereas Back to Love was issued in the UK. So she had two different kind of situations going across the waters, basically. Estelle subsequently confirmed on Twitter that All of Me was released on the 28th of February 2012 in the US. In the UK, All of Me was released on the 12th of March 2012, that same year. So basically, she released that first in the US, and then a few weeks later, 2 weeks later, she released that in the UK. In 2013, Estelle announced the launch of New London Records, an independent label in partnership with BMG, with whom she's worked as a writer since 2003. Estelle will release the second and third volumes of her 3-volume EP, Love and Happiness, on the new label. The first volume, Love Jones, was released in June, taking control of her current and future musical endeavours. Now, these are Estelle's words. This is a new and exciting move for me. BMG has been an awesome partner throughout my career, and with New London, we plan to continue bridging the gap between soul, R&B, London and New York, uniting them through music. Now, the BMG executive president, whose name is Richard Blackstone, said, Estelle has been a valued member of the BMG family as a writer for some time now. She is deeply passionate, gifted with a tremendous voice, and has music running through her veins. We are thrilled that Estelle has expanded our relationship and entered into a new partnership with BMG Label Services to release her upcoming album. In March, she premiered the first single of her fourth album, True Romance, which was Make Her Say, also known as Beat It Up. Nice name. In 2015, Estelle guest starred in the hit Fox TV show Empire, singing a duet version of her single Conqueror with Jussie Smollett, refueling sales of the single, which peaked at number 42 on the Hot 100 and number 15 on the R&B charts, making it her biggest hit single since her Grammy Award-winning song American Boy. In June 2017, she announced she was working on a full-length reggae album due for a late 2017 release, in addition to releasing the album's lead single Love Like Ours, which featured Tyrese Riley. On July 13th, 2018, the title of the album was revealed as Lovers Rock. The single Better was released along with the pre-order. The album was officially released on September the 7th of that year. She currently resides in Brooklyn, New York. So she's left us here in London for a while now, and she's doing her thing in the States. So basically that sums up the success of Estelle, and as you heard, she has done bits. It's officially safe to say that she is an international artist, Grammy award winning. She's had mobile, she's been nominated for different types of awards. She's released quite a few bodies of work, right? And she's also put work back in terms of the label side, the business side of the music. She's done some acting. Like, Estelle is a big deal because for UK especially, like, I don't know a lot of artists that has done what she's done. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I hope she's doing well now, and good luck to her. I know she's still working. Somewhere she's still working. Whether that's in the States or whether she's slightly back in London, I don't know. But yeah, the last we heard, she resides in Brooklyn, New York. And yeah, that was another episode of Legends of Soul. So let's give a round of applause to Estelle. And yeah, don't forget, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be giving you the lowdown of all these soul artists that have done bits in the industry. And I'm going to try and update that every single week. So subscribe, put on that notification bell. Visit our website for all the information on Soulmate, our content, new artists to check out. That's www.soulmateonline.org. Follow us on the socials at Soulmate LDN on all socials.